Democracy Day. Utomi urges Nigerians to shun thugs masquerading as leaders. Renowned political economist and public intellectual Professor Utomi has marked Nigeria's Democracy Day with a searing critique of the nation's political leadership, urging citizens to reject what he described as thugs and tropical gangsters posing as leaders, no be small. In a series of reflective posts shared via his X, formerly Twitter, handle on Wednesday and Thursday, Utomi called for a national awakening and deeper engagement with the leadership crisis that continues to hold Nigeria back. The real reflection for June 12 has to be how the people can liberate themselves from thugs and tropical gangsters masquerading as politicians. Utomi wrote, "Their character flaws damage the prospects of the people of their countries." He said, the occasion of Democracy Day, which commemorates the annulled June 12, 1993 presidential election won by Chief Moshood Kashimawo Abiola, should prompt sober reflection on the nature and quality of leadership in Nigeria. Engaging the leadership question in African politics is what drove Chief Abiola, so June 12 is perhaps the day to reflect on leadership, he added. Utomi drew parallels between present-day Nigerian politicians and the themes explored in Tropical Gangster, a book by development economist Robert Klitgard. The book, which chronicles corruption and misrule in Africa, was cited by Utomi to underscore his concerns about political leadership in Nigeria. Referencing Kenya lawyer and orator Professor P.L.O. Lumumba, Utomi said Lumumba frequently uses Nigeria as an example of leadership failure during his lectures. Can you imagine? Can you imagine somebody in Kenya is using Nigeria to do example of leadership failure? Hey God. He often compares Nigeria to countries like Qatar, leaving Nigerian elites in the audience grinning sheepishly, unaware that he is speaking directly about them. Utomi observed, but what he says is the truth. As part of his personal tribute to Democracy Day, Utomi announced he would observe a 3-minute silence at noon on June 12 to honor the memories of key figures in Nigeria's democratic journey. Among those he mentioned were Chief MKO Abiola, whom he described as a national hero, the late Tunde Akinleye, former chairman of Ikoyi Club, and elder statesman Pa Ayo Adebanjo. It is good. June 12 is officially recognized as Nigeria's Democracy Day, marking the anniversary of what is widely considered the fairest and fairest election in the country's history. The election won by Abiola was annulled by the military regime of General Ibrahim Babangida, triggering years of political unrest and civil resistance. Utomi's remarks comes amid growing frustration over economic hardship, insecurity, and what many Nigerians perceive as the failure of political elites to deliver on the promise of democratic governance. His call for vigilance and resistance against poor leadership adds to the ongoing national conversation about the future of democracy in Africa's most populous country. God will help us. David Iyanro says, the coalition struggle is the worst. Those wishing to turn the country upside down, they are not good alternatives. They are not. They are not. Victor Nana says, fosters indeed. Christopher says, have you gone to defend yourself in court since you say you are a Democrat? What is he defending in court? But Ivan Sokoli says, which democracy? Shooting protesters, arresting minors and charging them with treason. Renovation of a conference hall with 39 billion naira. 1 kilometer of road, 4 billion. No be small thing. Hunger versus sharing rice. Democracy wey dey switch off IREV. Abeg, make bad rest on diapers. It is well, yo. Even inside the well, it is well. James Ebebe says, Prof, thank you for this. Eteobong Basi says, after you have eaten enough from your friends in government, others should shun it. What did you eat, Eteobong? What did you give him to eat? Ola Tokumbo says, you have once associated with your so-called thugs. When they were awarding you contracts, they were good leaders. What is this one say? So you should not collect contracts because, and then he sees something that is bad. He doesn't say anything about it. Now, wow. Clement replies and says, if you should tell yourself the truth, have there been any politician before now that tells other politicians that once they join their party, their sins will be forgiven? That has never happened in the history of Nigeria, but this one, it is happening. Ajibade Mane said, yes, there were nothing but political gangsters that have no regard for the constitution. They don't, though. They do not. They don't care about the laws of the land. They think they are superior to everybody. Yes. Oshamole displayed at the airport, Abi. It is well. Stanley Udensi says the actual phrase, because educated people never thought military will hand over after protesting and pushing them back to barracks. Since then, half-baked educated people would have made money via crime, take over politics in Nigeria, while we have thugs as leaders. Check their political style. It's via thuggery and money spending to buy off greedy belle-faced fellow like Reno, FFK, Bola. But Nigeria will surely get it right by voting credible characters, good moral, and retire these criminals. As if God is ready to help us and enter into the mind of INEC as well, because they are major in this thing. It is well. Timochenko says black people are not mature to practice democracy. Black man abuses power and privilege. Let Nigerians come together and decide the type of government that is suitable for Nigeria to preserve Nigeria's wealth, prosperity, and development. At AQ says, thuggery by definition includes the use of coercion and illegal means for a desired outcome. Be careful of pot calling the kettle black. So where is the pot? Where is the pot though? Shaibu says, that's very correct. Abiru and Luther's government. Yes, so. See what Okpebolo is doing in Edo State. How do we classify that? How do we classify it? Demolishing people's houses. Macklon says, Tugs and Abirus, but the Most High God who created the whole world, including Nigeria, the world Most High is far bigger than them all. Because no mortal man is higher than God. None. No matter how powerful you think you are, you cannot be as powerful as God. You don't even come close at all. Ayadogo Eric says, APC is propagandistic and thuggerous party. Oshomole exhibited at the airport, APC Agbero group. No be small thing. At Isaac Macaulay says, they are forgotten the last days. They are forgotten. Did they even think that there's anything like last days? Did they? They don't. What if I sign them? It is well, let them be doing how they like. My listeners, over to leave your thoughts. Don't forget to like, to share and subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.